Right, I believe I'm broadcasting.
Yeah, I'll come through in a minute. Yep, I got it.
Excellent. You've got to remember to stop it afterwards.
Yeah. Just wait until the G says clear and then
Yeah, then bin it.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nikki in the comments says the music reminds me of Sega days.
Yeah. Sega. Who was on Sega? Oh, Sonic. Sonic, of course.
Have you got the stream, G?
Good spiky hair. She went blue.
I remember this track in the GTE when we did GTEs last season. It's a really cool track.
There's a little infield track that's quite cool, without the oval at all.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh.
G knows the one, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
I did the
though,
horse
isn't it?
fifth mile. I did the horse fifth mile. You might want to talk about that if you want to. On
Yeah.
the
Do you
weekend.
enjoy it?
Really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. We did it in FR35s and Ford Escort Mark 1s as well.
Get on. Ideal. The yeah, I like all the little short tracks. We should have a little short track season. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Silent X Energy Clio Cup here on Motive Racing. We are here at Texas, that'd be the one, Texas Road Course. My name's Kelly Davis, I'm your commentator, and I'm joined, co-commentating with me is Martin Story and teammate. Good evening, Martin.
Hey, good evening, Kelly. How you doing, buddy?
I'm alright, I'm very well, my friend, and you?
Yeah, awesome. Have a guess what I'm eating. Have a guess what sweets I'm eating. Chocolate.
Well, some of us know you've just had a comfort break, but you're probably eating sweets. Chocolate, did you say? Sweets.
Chocolate. Yeah, have a guess.
Oh,
Go
I was
on.
going to say Skittles, but they're not really chocolate,
Oh,
are they?
no.
Because that's what us prolapse drivers eat all the time,
Yeah.
is Skittles.
I've had enough of the rainbow. I wanted some chocolate.
Chocolate. I know, Maltesers.
No, not far off. Very, very close, mate. I'll tell you they are Revels.
Revels. I love Revels. All except the coffee ones.
You know. I know what you mean. I everyone says that, don't they?
Yeah.
But you know, when you're wolfing them down, crack on. That's what I say.
Absolutely. So, showing an air of professionalism is Mark this evening and stuffing his face with Rebels. So we won't hold that against you. Very quickly, welcome along everyone on the stream. Silent X Energy Clio Cup. We are here at Texas Motor Speedway. So this is a little bit of a strange track. I think we've only got about 6 corners in this one, Mark. So it's going to be some great racing. Tier 2s were on just earlier, and there was some interesting action for certain sure. Did you get a chance to see it, Mark?
No, buddy. I had my family meal to get out of the way. So how did it go? What happened?
There was a lot of crashing. I think a lot of guys really close. For top 3 were very close for a lot of the race, and there does seem to it did seem to be a lot of incidents. Is probably the best way to put it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we're well and truly halfway through now. This is the 5th race out of 8 for the Clio season. Last week we did Willow Springs, which was a very cool track, wasn't it? And I tried it out, just like as per your recommendations. I tried it out in the FR35s. Unbelievable with the FR35s.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah.
And then we tried it in the Escort, so that was a great track. But this is a completely different track. I remember doing this track in the GTEs last season. I really like it because you've got a bit of obviously a banked oval and then an infield section. So yeah, it's a really cool track, mate.
Yes, indeed, and the Horsefleet Mile from last week is absolutely great. This has got an enjoyable infield track as well. Actually, we talked about it very briefly off air, but there's a Texas Road infield which has got nothing to do with the banking at all, and I think that's quite a nice little track. Again, less than about a mile, I think it is. Do you know what I mean? Little small infield track, so which is quite cool at Texas Speedway. So that's one worth having a look at as well. I went off and did after commentating the Horsefleet Mile. I went off and had a few laps. I took the touring car around it, which I think the McGann is probably the best I've ever driven the McGann, because the back end slides around so much. It actually quite suited the Horsefleet Mile. So it was it's a cracking little track, that one.
Big changes in elevation, as what you said, from coming up and coming down, isn't there? Wow.
Yeah, and no time to think really. It's constant, absolutely constant. So but anyway, back to tonight. As I say, this is the Texas Speedway road course. So basically, it's most of the oval with a little bit of a loop on the inside. I'm sure we'll do an onboard lap a bit later on before we get going. This at the moment is practice. The first race, the sprint race this evening, will be a championship reverse grid. So whoever's leading the championship, which I'm going to take a punt at maybe the only G, will start from the back, and whoever's at the back of the who's trailing at the end of the championship will start at the front. You kind of get the idea, I'm sure you do. But again, we will run you through that order when we get closer to the time. So these guys for the moment just practicing, just getting their hand in a little bit.
Good to see Laney back. He's missed the last two races. He missed Sugo and Willow Springs for one reason or another.
Have you been working him too hard again? Is that what it was?
Well, you know, you got to crack on.
I don't think Laney has to work hard at all with you as a boss, Mark. I really don't.
Well, we'll see, mate. He's a great lad. He's doing really good job at work, my place, my work, and you know, one of three graduates we brought on. So really pleased to have him on board the company, and you know, he's a man that'll go places both on the track. He also does. He works at a local karting place not far from where he lives.
Oh yeah.
And because obviously with COVID restrictions opening up now, he said they opened up the track, and he said the guy who bought it's gone under new ownership, and they bought 20 brand new karts.
Right.
And he went in the first drive of the brand new karts. So and he said it was absolutely awesome. Yeah. So yeah, he's a very capable guy, is our Laney. Very nice chap as well, I must say.
Excellent. And going quite well, as he's second fastest here in this practice session on a 29.2, should I say? I believe the tier 2s were in the 29s. I don't know if they were bothering the 28s very much. I didn't see the qualifying, so didn't get an opportunity to see that. So so what have we got? 19 people watching. Put your comments in, and our team leader is hot on the comments as usual, saying it's Team Prolapse Production, and Laney and Unorthodox as Prolapse drivers out there today as well. Aren't there only two, aren't they? Have we got anybody else in there?
There's two, mate. No, I think you're bang on. I think it's just those two. Yeah, Laney and Dan Unorthodox, absolutely. So you know, we tried to spread ourselves across as many championships as possible. Great to have you on board as well, Kelly.
Just
you know, it's good for you to be on board.
Just signed up with Nikki over on Simplay to compete next season as teammates. So really looking forward to that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, really looking forward to that in Pro-Am. So that would be great. So exciting times ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, we're all getting into it, aren't we? It's a great bunch of people, you know. We've all made some brand new friends on this one, right? So, and Motive and Simplay, great bunch, and put a lot on for everybody, right? You know, put a lot of time together. You know, so much fun in these funny old days, and you know, it's amazing, isn't it? Sim racing has just sort of really taken off. Look at all the YouTube channels that are out there right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a lot of it going on, and absolutely, Motive and Simplay are two of the better ones. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to get involved, you can go to this. There's a website, motiveracing.com. Go and have a look at that, or Facebook, or Instagram, or any of those type of places. You'll find Motive. So check all those out. You want to get involved in sim racing. If you look to think to yourself, I can do better than that. I can drive better than who we got on the screen, Motoring Morgan. I can go better than him. Well, if you think you're hard enough, come and have a go. You know, I mean, we encourage new people. You don't have to be hard enough. Don't worry about that statement. If you want to come and have a go, get involved. That's why we've got a tier 2 as well for drivers coming up through. If you want to try, the Clios are one of the more trickier cars to drive, to be fair. And again, those people out there who are maybe new to this format, sim racing, and think, Renault Clio, how difficult could it be? What is it, 200 brake all done? Well, yeah, on this game they are a bit of a handful. The cars never seem to warm up their rear tyres, and are very back end happy, so it's not quite as easy as it looks. If you think you can drive, I don't know, GT3 or Formula 1 really well, then if you think you can do that, come and have a go at the Clios or the touring cars. The touring cars are another one that are an absolute handful. So they're great fun, so do get involved.
Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. I like that. Good on you, mate. Good on you. I wonder how many people are going to be saying that after a few drinks from next Monday onwards. With all the pubs all opening.
As long as they do it in the right context, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of fun on Monday onwards. I'm definitely planning to take my missus down. So we've just finished the practice, and we'll be getting ready for the formation lap. What I will do when we kick off the formation lap, I'll just give a rundown of who will be at the front. You've already given a little hint there, mate, with the Only G at the front, and I've got in front of me the grid order, so they'll do one lap of getting into position. One thing that was noticed actually by Matt the other day around sort of getting ready for the formation lap, people have got used to it, haven't they? You were talking about it with Matt, weren't you, in the touring cars, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I think touring car tier 1 had it all sorted out by the first corner almost. Do you know what I mean? So,
more or less.
I think it's one of those. I mean, this is something that Motive does reasonably regular in all their tier 1 kind of things. So you know, it's something that they've got used to. Do you know what I mean? And once you're used to a format.
It does mix it up. A lot of us at the beginning thought, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? But I think it's like anything, change, isn't it? People don't like change and all that. But I think it's quite interesting. We don't do it in the Formula Reynolds. Anyway, we're getting ready. I'll shut up. But I was going to actually, no, we've got a bit of time. We don't do it in the Formula Reynolds because it's not that. It's different driving in the Formula Reynolds, right? We found that it was a bit of a pain for that. I'll talk to you somewhere part 3 about my nightmare with the Formula Reynolds at the Bugatti racetrack, which I was absolutely nailing. Anybody listening, I'm sure that Nicky's probably listening and think, yeah, Mark, oh no, blah blah. Oh mate, I'll tell you what happened there a little bit later into the conversation.
About that.
It was funny. Yeah, go on, mate.
Sorry, Justin, I giggled there just at a moment. I don't know if you look back over the touring car stream, but Kurt Hodgson in the chat said hello, custard voice. He was commenting that Matt Duffin from Simplay had a voice like honey, and I complained about that, so he called me custard. So we ended up being sticky and sweet. So
you can't.
That's your new
You can't beat a
commentary
bit
team.
of sticky toffee pudding and a bit of custard, mate. Come on.
Well, yeah, there was a kind of relevance because my daytime job being a fiberglass laminator in the marine industry, they're known as stickies, fiberglass laminators. So I took sticky and he's sweet. So sticky and sweet in the comms box on a Sunday night. Hello, Kurt, and I think on Sunday night we had the comments from about 38 different Kurts. There seem to be loads of them, but yeah. So good evening, good evening, and welcome to the live chat, all you guys. Sorry, Mark, go on.
I was going to say, if there's anybody in the live chat wants to name what me and Kelly want to be named, I don't know if that's a recipe for disaster.
Oh, could be. Beauty and the Beast.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but don't you ever call me Beast in public.
Let's see what Nicky comes up with. Oh, looks like we've dropped somebody.
Yeah, we dropped somebody. We lost someone there.
Yeah, I can't see. I don't know who was in that position at that point, but let's have a quick scan down the list here. Is it Andy? Is Andy driving tonight? Yeah, it's Andy. He's had some demons, hasn't he, recently with his internet?
Yes, indeed. Do you want to run us through this order a bit quick, Mark, before they crack on and get round? Yeah,
absolutely. So, right, let's go from the reverse, from the tail end. So the Only G will be in 14th. He'll be at the back of the grid.
Yep.
Motor Morgan will be in front of him. Then it'll be John Boy, Luther McShooty in 11th. Delore in 10th. They're the fast drivers. You've got your man Dan in 9th. Dahuis Rocker is in 8th. Melted Dazzler in 7th. Andy's unfortunately been dropped now for his internet connection by the looks of it, so that'll be Valigre after Melted Dazzler. Laney MX5 is next. Nick the Villa, Smoky Devil and WRSCJ at the front. Looks like they've more or less done it by the looks of it, the list.
Ideal. Yeah, as said, these as we said about touring cars, these guys got certainly got the hang of it, this reverse grid thing, so they've got themselves into order. Yeah, looking forward to a hot race here, Mark.
Absolutely. I'll walk you around when we go on board. I'll walk you around the lap. I'll do a lap like you did last week with Willow. I know this track pretty well.
Okay.
I'll do that when we get part through it, just to get a good onboard view of one of the drivers. So the viewers get a good view of what it's like from the driver's perspective. So we're just coming around to very close to the start now, so they're back onto the banking, ready to kick off. So see when he's going to go.
Absolutely. WRSJ is on pole from Smoky Devil. He's pulled away from the rest of the pack.
He's pulled away. Yeah,
he has.
Go.
And it looks like he may have pulled the trigger already. And
he's fooled them, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's certainly left the rest of them. Look, all the rest of them, he's broken that toe already, which is exactly what we wanted to do. We're green flag. We're underway, and that will be WSRJ will be your man. But look at this behind. They are fighting just behind. Smoky Devil is there in second. No, he's gone backwards into third. Nick Villa's gone up into second. And
four abreast here, near enough. Look at this coming into this tight corner.
Yes, look at it. I think we're just watching the wrong. There we go. Yes, as we see, pick up Smoky Devil there as he's going backwards as he just gets overtaken by Laney. Laney moving up through the field very nicely. He'll have his sights set on that first place. He likes being there, doesn't he? In the first place position, he's pretty good at it as well. So you can see all the rest of the guys jostling for positions, trying to get forward. As we've said before, the Clio's very susceptible to the slipstream. Slipstream's very strong with the Clio. So when they get on the banking, then in the slipstream is what you'll see. Single file cars, I'm sure of it, where they're trying to stay in everybody's slipstream and get an advantage from that.
Nick the Villa's caught up a little bit on WRSJ after his nice pull away from the start, mate, and so he's not got so much of a gap anymore now. So Nick the Villa's doing pretty well. Looks like Nick's already got a penalty. Early penalty there from Nick, unfortunately. But yeah, Laney's just on the back of Nick the Villa. I think we'll soon start to see Laney sort of creep his way up there. Look at that group gaggle there coming through at the back there, all together, mate.
And just put a move on Smoky for fourth.
Let's have a look at that. Yeah, absolutely.
Got it.
Yeah, you're right. He's done it. He's done it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's follow him into the next corner.
Yes, indeed. You see all the best.
Oh, a little bit of a knock there from Smokey.
No. Smokey just back off a weak span as well. Smokey dropping back. It looks like he's going to.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, he's good. He's dropping back, let down through, but that's not really the point, is it? You know?
No.
Now he's touching with the only G.
He's making quite a few mistakes for Smokey.
Yeah.
Smokey needs to have a good old think about his manoeuvres into corners and just take it easy sometimes, you know. It's just, you know, one of those things. Anyway, let's get our heads away from that, mate, and let's have a quick look. So Laney's very close to the back of WRSJ now at the moment. I think if he gets a bit of a toe off him through the banking here, mate, he might actually be able to outbrake him for the right-hander, the left-hander coming up at the end of this banking. Let's have a look and see what happens here, mate.
Yes, indeed. He's in his slip. We're going to stay in there. Will he pull out and make the move? Or we saw in Tier 1, Tier 2, or what we believe was people hanging back and not being in front, like they do sometimes in IndyCar and NASCAR on the ovals, is they don't want to be in front because they're the first one punching a hole in the air, you know, so...
That's right.
Yeah, oh, Jay just touches Laney as there's wiggling all over the track there. Laney's gone up high, get out of the way. But look who's getting involved as well. Nick Gavilla's right in this one.
Yeah. Good driving his let off a little bit there, so he knew he wasn't well, but Laney's got himself back up behind WRSJ, and I think probably he'll have him on the next. It just wasn't enough to get him into that corner there, was it? It just needed a bit more of a draft earlier on to get around him. So in fact, let me go on. I'll go on board at the beginning of the next lap and talk people through the track, because I do like this track. We did it in GTE last season. It's a pretty quick track, and then you've got to really start slamming on the anchors as you're going through the infield section. Nice bit of drifting there from Delory coming around that corner there, sort of managing to keep the car on track. And that's, as you said so many times before, mate, these cars are tricky to handle, right? They slide and slip all over the place, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do. They don't behave themselves. Laney's right in that slip now.
A lot closer now.
Yeah, he's had good traction off the last corner. He's down on the flat stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they go side by side. I think he's look. He can't quite get the overlap now. Now I think he's pulled out that slip too early.
Yeah, you're right, bud.
Yeah,
but I'd probably have him on the inside of this corner though. He'll have him on the inside by the looks of it. It's keeping him out wide. Is giving a bit of a. Well, hang on, he's got a little bit of pull away from WRSJ, but yeah, Laney knows he's got the right position for the corner here. He's managed to pull out. Got really down on the flat stuff there. Bloody hell. Yeah. There he comes into the corner. Laney should have this one. He'll break a bit later. There we go. Taken that nice and easy there from Laney. I would expect to see him pull away, but yes, fantastic move there. Oh, hang on, Jay's coming back at him, mate.
Back at him. Yeah. Oh, they touch. Pushes Laney out wide. Nick Villa getting very involved in this as well. This is exactly what I mean. You're getting the slip, and then they get back to you. Laney having a look before the last corner this time. He's going to have a go down the inside.
Outside
on that one. Yeah. So we're not on the last corner just yet. This is the last corner coming up now.
Laney will have the bit between his teeth, mate. You'd know what he's like. He's a very cool, calm and collected driver, but he's a very competitive guy. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get another draw on him. Let me walk us through on this one.
Go for it.
Cockpit view. If I can get that connected. Right, so we are on with Laney. So they've got the draft here with WRS. Let's see him come through. So they're on the banking piece here, just flat out, got as much toe as possible, coming as much as it could be, as late as he can, pulling out without sort of knocking him off. So it's quite hard, you can see, not really pulling away, and looks like WRS has got the right line here for the corner, which will be a left-hander. It's a very tight left-hander, so they'll be in flat out in 5th gear at this point, and just around about here they'll be braking down to 2nd gear. Oh, a little bit of a tap there. Looking. Oh. Anyway, we carry on round with Laney. So coming in tight round. Then there's a right here, and then there's an immediate kind of chicane coming up. We've got a flat out chicane after this corner. It's quite a tight corner, and then it's more as a flat chicane coming up here. There'll be
chicane,
the last. Yeah, here we go. Right, tight in, and then they come back on themselves. It's a mirror image, but the opposite way around, coming into the right now. As tight as you dare, and then pull yourself out wide, and then really tight left-hander to get back onto the banking, and that is more or less a full lap completed there. But look, Laney's come from second down to fourth, obviously with that unfortunate sort of tap. Again, racing incident, nothing much more you can say than that, mate.
Yes, indeed, but I mean, he's still in the hunt. He's in fourth place and only half a second off the lead, so he's in the right position. So not too much harm done. He lives to fight another day, and as you can see, the slipstream's so powerful that he's right back in this one as they go 2 by 2 across the line. Down into the first corner, which is probably the best overtaking opportunity. Laney's going down the inside as he went out of view down on the flat. Is he going to do all? He's done all three of them.
Yeah,
done all three. Drafted. They're coming back at him.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, isn't it? Delore, is that? Delore in there is the man who's moved forward. Out of this four, he caught up to the back of these guys, and he's the one who's translated it forward. But I think
he's a handy driver, is Delore.
He is a handy driver for sure.
I
think we're going to chop and change it this one all evening, Mark. I think that's the way it's going to be on this track with the nature of this track.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. Let's go back down the field and see what's going on. We'll go down to the G. Let's see what's happening with the G. Again, you've got a similar situation here. You've got a group of 4 or 5 cars all together having a little bit of a tussle together, and the G's behind your man, the Dan. Still in a group here of 3 or 4 drivers. The G hasn't made up. Again, with these cars, it's not like, you can't make massive amounts of ground over a few laps, because the margins are so tight, aren't they, between the cars?
The cars are so incredibly evenly matched, and this slipstream being so incredibly powerful that once you get into a pack like this, it's difficult to get out of this pack and to break away from it. And again, same sort of thing, when you're in the who's in the front of this for Looty McShooty, is it?
That's Looty, by the looks of it,
See, he's struggling to break away because all the rest of him have got all the rest behind him have got a slipstream advantage. As you see the cars jostling for position. This is the only G. He's going right down the middle. Looty goes deep. Dan's on the inside, I believe. Yes, he is. There's Dan. So as you see, Looty can't break away from these. And as you see him go, look at the drift. G gives Dan a nudge.
G gives him a nudge, but it lets off on the accelerator, you see. That's the skills of the G, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It just takes off. You can see the way through Dan's car. He's had one off, clearly. A big off. You can see the back of his head through that car.
You could G could probably see his fuel gauge.
Can see his fuel gauge, absolutely. See what speeds he's doing.
G'd appreciate that one. I don't know if he's still on our party, but yeah, you can see Daniel's fuel gauge from there. As I said, these guys are all kind of pinned together with like an invisible bit of elastic, and that's kind of the way where it goes with these Clios. So the only G, we know he's got pace, but 9th place at the moment, and we're 9 laps in, so really difficult to move forward with these cars. Dan having a look down the inside again at Looty McShooty as they come down to the first turn again, or I say first turn, the first real turn off the banking, but see Looty back in his slip, look, and G going right round the outside.
Oh, similar tussle that we had in the front tussle here. It's very, very similar.
Yeah, and they all end up pretty much in the same space again where they started. G's got the inside line now. Dan's going to have to yield. No, he's not. He's not going to yield that at all. Lucy's still in there as they come through. Lucy, I think Lucy just give Dan a bit of a nudge, or they come together or whatever. No harm done. They come through the chicane again. Daniel's going to be keen to stay in G's slip now and get him back again as they go through the oval. But it's crazy little cars, these Clios.
It is. It reminded me of the close racing. We had some really close racing at Alton Park on Sunday, actually. Your Dan did really well in the BMWs. He certainly seems to have hooked that one together now. And the two of us were having a right old bit of fun. I swear, at the end of that race, it's like the smile on my face, being so close to Dan, and then Dan being behind me and me being in front of him, and Andy was close to us. It was such a cool race. I mean, this is what I love about close racing, is you see the back end of the car and you trust the car in front of you not to brake too early and sort of, brake check you or whatever if anyone does that. But, you more or less kind of go with the flow with the car in front of you sometimes, right? And I was was doing a little bit of that with Dan at the Alton Park Island on Sunday. So hats off to your Dan getting the measure of those BMs, because they're hard cars to drive, they are.
Absolutely, he's going quite well in those at the moment. Me and Dan had a little bit of a practice session yesterday for another event that's coming up on Simplay a bit later on in a few weeks' time. So and Dan was giving me some extra tips on things. So hopefully I can capitalise on those. For me, Alton Park, I spent half the race on my own pretty much. I got into one of those positions where I wasn't moving forward on the group in front, and I wasn't dropping back. But after a little while, I did drop back and ended up in quite a fun scrap with Kurt V, who's on our stream this evening. He's just been in the Clio.
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah, there's a lot of Kurts. We've got two Kurts in there at the moment, I was having a nice little battle with Kurt V. We were trading overtakes, which was great. And I don't know about you, Mark, but obviously we all want to win. We all like winning, but I like just to have a good scrap. Do you know what I mean? And just a good tussle with one or two cars is what it's all about, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's that dogfight. That dogfight mentality that is for me what I get off on. Do you know what I mean? It's
I love it.
It's the dogfight that I like. So look, here we go again. Look, these three. We've got Dan on the outside, only G just there in just keeping in front as well, and he's there with. Who is that? Is that Laney?
Laney's popped back. Laney's popped back, hasn't he? Look at the state of his car.
I know.
What has he done? We missed it.
There, hasn't he?
So he's left to speak to him about that. What the hell happened there, mate?
Yeah,
Bloody
I don't know.
hell.
I didn't see what happened there. We were too busy talking rubbish, But
no. Actually, we weren't. We were talking good stuff about the BMs and Alton Park. So I'll stretch that one down to a couple of old men having a good old chat about sim racing.
And not paying attention. Just not paying attention. Yeah, there's no.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
that's not good for him, considering he had a front start in fourth. That's the advantage of being at the front, and he needs some points to get himself back up, because he's missed a few races in Clio as Laney. So fortunately, it's going to be tough for him to get himself back up. So he's going to have to probably do what he can do in the feature, and get some more points there.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully he'll have a good qualifying to be towards the front anyway. But so not quite happened to Laney, but him and Dan's car look like they've just been dragged out of the scrapyard.
The two ProLabs drivers, sorry to interrupt you, mate, the two ProLabs drivers have got the two worst looking cars in the bloody field.
Yeah, I mean... ProLabs banger team is what it should be. Do you know what I mean? It's I mean, look at this. A bit of respect, boys, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you're going to represent our team, then please keep the cars in a reasonable shape. But Nicky, I think you're going to have to pull them two into the office and give them a jolly good spanking. I think, don't you?
Do a Gunter Steiner on them, yeah?
Oh God, no! He's Gunter is brutal, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, I was watching Drive to Survive with my wife last night. It's funny. I won't say some of the words that he says on the stream. We all know what he can say.
Gunter has got a potty mouth. I haven't seen any of the new series of Drive to Survive yet, but I've been told it's awesome. So I look forward to that, to seeing that for sure.
Let's have a look at the front. Let's get back to the front now. So Delorey has managed to keep on.
John Boy's come into play as well. Where was John Boy? We haven't spoke much about him, have we? And he's really come into play now, hasn't he?
He is, isn't he? Yeah, absolutely. He must have been in fifth or sixth, but he managed to really sort of pull himself back up, isn't he?
Look at this
that
group. Go back to the only G, Mark. Look at that group behind him. Go back to the only G.
Down there now, bud.
Oh yeah, look at these. Look. Here we go again. Look. Who's that in there with him? That's the house rocker, isn't it? Who is rocker?
The house rocker and Laney.
The house rocker. He's in there as well. With Laney, Dan, G. That's quite a group of cars, isn't it?
These guys must have grins on their faces, mate. Yeah. Can you imagine?
I'd be pooping myself if I was in the middle of this group. And who's that coming onto the back of him now? Is that Melted Dazza?
That's Melted.
He's right in there now as well. So five-way battle. Five-way battle for fifth place. This is.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really tight driving. As I say, they must have a massive smiles on their faces and sort of tenseness going through them right now as well. But it's so cool when you're driving this close. It really is. You know, looking around left, right, and centre, making sure that someone doesn't take you off. But there's a good group of drivers here, right? You know, very reasonable drivers.
Yeah, very, very able drivers. That's for certain, sure. Just dropping back to the chat, Kurt V. Hello boys, KLF, love that one. Racing with respect. Yeah, that was probably the one and only song I did, Kurt. So it was good to do it with you. Nikki in the chat, think I need a few harsh words in it. Yes, I do too. You're gonna have to take those. As I said, those two prolapse boys. You're gonna have to take them in hand, Nikki, and deal with them. I think. Yeah.
It's going to take you days to panel beat them out, Nicky, and then get them resprayed, mate. Blimey in hell.
I'm quite surprised that they're as dented as they are, considering Clios are pretty much all plastic. You know, so the front wing there, damage. The front wings are.
Oh, Dan's came out really.
Just touched Laney.
He just came out. Yeah. Go on, mate.
Just got a little bit hot into the back of Laney, and Dan was the loser. He was the one who bumped and was swerved off. Who swerved off in the other direction just because he nudged the back of Laney, but just got a little bit close. He'll be unhappy about that. He'll be beating himself up about that a little bit because
could it be that bit of teammate aggression? You know, I was again talking about Drive to Survive, and I was watching the various teammate rivalries. What was one of the big ones that I saw? There's quite a few actually, isn't there? Quite a lot of tense rivalries in Formula One. It's amazing, isn't it? Even though they're so young, the guys, they've come through some of the ranks. I think, was it one that I saw? Oh my God, the guy who took out Verstappen. Oh my God, I've forgotten his name. Ocon, he's got a bit of a rivalry with someone. Again, I can't remember who. You get mixed up with everybody who's on the track there. It's absolutely. But no, all fair's in love and war as far as Laney and Dan is concerned. But Dan will be back up on the back.
Yeah, race car drivers, mate. They're worse egotistical morons than mobile DJs. Do you know what I mean? So you know, it's they all want to win. I mean, you know, they've all got to play fair as sportsmen.
They all think they're the best, don't they?
Yeah, from this level all the way to Formula One. Do you know what I mean? But to win and have that hunger, you've got to have that ego as well, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? You know.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's right. That's what it's all about, isn't it? They're just so competitive. I've got to say, I'm same as you. You want to win, even with this. Every single race, you know, you've got in certain circumstances, you've got no chance, right? Because you've got people like Laney and you've got John Boy. You know, I mean, I'm finding it really tough with this season's touring car. You know, I had a few favours went my way in last seasons, and I did pretty well. You know, as you say, Mr. Consistent, I am. Pretty consistent. But there's some really, really strong drivers this time around, and Andy's doing brilliant. Andy's doing brilliant. I mean, Laney is just in another league, really, to be honest.
Dan, Gary, Gary, all these guys are so quick, so quick. Yeah, as we go again, look, these four.
There they go.
Yeah, Dan's back in there, is he? Dan back in? That's who we're watching.
Is he in there?
He's just no,
he's not. He's not.
No.
Yeah, he's just
he's
in
still
that group there.
He's still trying to catch him up as these four go at it again.
Laney's trying to get himself back up into the positions he knows he should be in. So he's in the 5th anyway, so he want to try and get himself. We've only got a minute to go, bud. We ain't got long to go for the end of this now. And John Boy's got himself up into 1st, buddy. Very close though between himself and Delory. No, absolutely. Well, we'll follow this one round now. We've got a minute left. Let's see who's going to win this sprint race as we
might go another lap after this one. Maybe go another lap after this. I think we might.
Yeah, we will do. Yeah, we will do, mate.
Just popping back to the chat very, very quickly. Nicky saying the Prolapse Body Shop is going to be busy tonight. Busy? Well, mate, you better get on the phone and order about 3 more tins of Easy One filler and some Dolphin plates, some high build primer, and a miracle to put those Clios back together, my friend. So yes, you say we missed John Boy getting into 1st place. I apologise for the action that we've missed, but hey, we're just amateurs.
We're trying our best. We're trying our best. We're trying our best here. Absolutely, yeah. We give people a bit of entertainment, mate.
Yes.
Anyway, so let's watch this. Let's see them round for the last lap here. So let's see if Delory can sneak it up in the last few. He's coming really on tight here into this corner, but it's not got enough here. He's got one more potential chance. It's quite hard to overtake in the infield section unless you sort of do a bit of a, what do you call it, a sooty send it on the inside. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Sooty. I don't see him driving anymore these days, but
he's on Simplay.
He's on Simplay. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
He's still on Simplay. I think he only races one night on Simplay, I believe, but he's definitely on there.
Got it. So John Boy's still here in the lead here. Oh, he's coming back in on the inside, Delory. Yeah.
This could be a drafting to the line. This could be. Delory plays this right and he stays. He's got to stay tight here, Mark. He's got to stay right in it and stay on the power, the same as John Boy. And he's close. He's close. Is he going to be able to do enough? Is he going to be able to stay in that slip long enough to take the lead? We'll see as they're coming round the banking for the last time, 17 laps we've done.
Is he going to do it?
He's looking to the outside, looking one way or the other. He's not going to have enough. Not quite. John Boy takes the lead. It's going to be tight from behind because it's the only G. And we've got Chaos behind.
Just gone off.
That's Laney and Nick the Villa, is it?
Oh no!
And we lose.
Melted and G come up
as well. Which promotes Dan to 4th place. Melted Tazza was 3rd. Dan got in front of G because of those penalties. And wow, that was a bit chaos towards the end, wasn't it?
That was mental. Oh my god. I'd love to see the unfortunately, because we were obviously in the front there with John Boy and Delory, we just missed that just by a second or so. I have to speak to Laney on that. There were obviously 4 or 5 cars jostling in the last corner out, and that's racing for you, mate.
That is racing for you. So where are we? John Boy was your man. He took 1st place in that first sprint race with Delory in 2nd. Melted Dazza came in 3rd. Unorthodox, the only G, Laney, WSRCJ, the House Rocker, Vigla and Nick the Villa rounds off the top 10. Couple of penalties, nothing serious. 2nd here, 2nd there. So we go again in a few minutes, qualifying for the feature race. Feature race got a pit stop as well, so that'll shake things up. So go pop, get yourselves a cup of tea very, very quickly, and join us back here in a few minutes when we will continue with Silent X Energy Clio Cup. See you in a moment. Are we out, G?
What the hell? What happened there, G? We missed it. A bit of a tussle. Is it not? No, I was talking about the end, right at the very end. Laney got caught up in a bit of a tussle, and I don't know if you was in it. All right. The Villa was brought. They're all shouting away. Yeah, I wonder what's saying. You fucking bastard. Oh, really? Motoring Morgan. BT Target calls him motoring moron.
Oh dear. We are off stream, aren't we?
No, we're not. Oh, you were off stream, yeah,
Morgan had a horrendous start last week as well, didn't he? Hit Dan going for first place, didn't he?
Basically, I was in that pack. Vliga did, yeah. So basically, Morgan was taking his line. Vliga tried. So the way Morgan explained it isn't actually true. He said he had the low line the whole time. He left enough of a space for Vliga to get underneath, but he was in his blind spot. So Morgan didn't even know he was there. So as he turned down, they then couldn't get off each other. Morgan and Vliga hit, then they spun it into me, dropped me back, and then it was just a complete and utter clusterfuck.
And you got hit by Smokey, Dan.
Yes.
Oh.
Smoky.
I flashed like fuck to make sure, like, mate, brake, and he fucking didn't. So, did you catch it on the stream?
Yes.
Yeah, right, we got it, mate. Yeah.
That's going in.
It was clear. It was clear. We commented about it. We weren't happy about it at all on the commentary stream, and I think I even saw the G. Yeah. Oh, what, the big crash? Which one at the end?
The one between Vliga and Morgan.
No, we didn't see that.
We missed it. Yeah.
Has he gone off having a little cry, is he?
He's done with Clio's now, apparently. Well, GT4s.
I think I saw the G give him a little bit of a tap there, because I think you were a bit frustrated, mate. I don't know if that was right or wrong there, G. Smokey, because I think you were peed off with him. It just felt like that to me. Just a little one.
Smokey's just so much slower, is the problem.
Yeah, I know.
Even like Jay and Nick can like stick with our pace just about, but Smokey is just way off the pace. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's and his manoeuvres are shit, aren't they?
Yeah,
I feel he needs another week off.
I was trying to use G towards the end of the race.
What, for drafting?
Yeah, he was so much quicker than me, so I was just like, I'll let G go, and then we'll try and work together to try and catch the pack up.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then we got to Laney, and then things got a little bit fishy, and I was a bit like, oh,
Laney went backwards for some reason. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, he had an off, didn't he? State of his car. Yeah, we were commenting about your panel beating. It needs to be done on the Prolapse cars.
Yeah. Nicky's going to have a strong word with you and Laney about smashing your cars up.
Right, hang on a minute. Hang on 2 secs. I'll be right back.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, fun and games with Hey Kelly.
Yeah, indeed. But that's motor racing.
It is.
Mm. Right, question is, should I have a pee before we get going again?
Yeah, I'll be here to cover you, mate.
Yeah, I think I might just a precautionary one.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah, back in a minute.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not again.
Don't want to be hearing that. Make sure you mute it if you're doing it. Jesus. Oh dear. When you've worked out the pit thing, let me know. Okay. Don't
right,
panic,
Mark,
I'm back.
Me and Laney have apologised to one another.
Oh,
when I mean apologise, We didn't actually apologise. We hit each other, basically. Team Prolapse drivers hit each other.
Oh. Webber and Vettel.
Yeah, try and push each other to the limit. That your mic is a pain in the ass. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Getting it on his head. Yeah, as long as you, yeah, it's easy done, isn't it? Oh shit, it's recording my.
Yeah, I was a bit optimistic. I tried to switch back on Laney and it didn't work. He said he felt nothing. He just saw me spin and he thought, oh, okay, what the fuck's going? Where's he gone? And I was just a little bit optimistic.
Yeah, it was only a little nudge, though, wasn't it? But it.
Maybe
he disconnected at the start, didn't he?
Yeah, right at the start.
He didn't ready up.
Did he not? Oh, right.
Did he not? Oh, God. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Is he online? Oh, whatever then. What's pit window, G?
9.
Okay. Alright, catch you boys later.
Right on,
See
good
you in
luck.
a bit.
What did you say? Don't be so silly.
Yeah. I've got some facts here in the history of Texas Motor Speedway. If you want me to read some stuff out here, Kelly.
Yeah.
At some point.
It's all content in it.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Silent X Energy Clio Cup here on Motive Racing. We are back for the feature race. Back in the commentary box with myself is Martin Story. Martin, we had cracking first sprint race, didn't we?
Yeah, it was very exciting. Lots of tussles in a couple of packs right at the beginning, at the front of the group, and then one midfield as well. And great to see John Boy came out of nowhere, really, didn't he? And he did really well to get himself up into first place, and did a great win from him. Second place from Delory, and there were a few tussles, as you say.
Yes.
And that's so close racing. So let's. I don't think we'll be short of them on this race, mate. You know, it's what we're going to see, really.
Absolutely, and again, for those of you who've only just joined us or don't tune in regularly, we are now on to the feature race. So this is a qualifying session now. So this is a qualifying session for the feature race, where they qualify is where they'll start on the grid for a standing start, unlike the sprint race, which is a rolling start. This one will be a standing start. The other thing to look out for is this race has a mandatory pit stop. Don't have to change anything. Don't have to put tyres or fuel or anything like that on if you don't want to, but you do have to make that pit stop. Pit stop is from lap 9, the pit window opens and everyone has to make one. So that usually mixes things up. We said earlier about how strong the slipstream is. Timing your pit stop is going to be very, very important this evening. So looking forward to that, Mark.
Yeah, no, definitely. And if you can try and get a slipstream while you're doing some qualifying, that will give you a little bit of a leg up in terms of the timings here. We can see we're on board here with Delory. Let's go on board with his first flying lap. His tyres will be up to optimum, as he's literally just come straight out. They'll be slightly green, and he's on the bank in here, just about to start the lap as we get around to the straightened part of this bank in here. Getting as tight as possibly can do to shorten as much of this track as possible. Let's go stay on board with him on this flying lap here. To see what he does. Is unfortunately not going to be able to get much of an advantage to tow the guys in front of him. But first bit of the bank in here is his start of this flying lap here. Get as low as you possibly can do. Flat out as much as late as you can on the brakes. Putting on the brakes here. Back down into second place. Tight in as you possibly can to get into the apex on this left-hander. Get yourself out wide. Come back right wide to the other side, and then get yourself back in for this right hand again, tight as you dare. It's tight nicely. A bit of slide in there on that corner there. Going out slightly wide here, but ready for this very, very fast. You don't even really need to lift on this little chicane here. Coming back down to the opposite of what we've just been through for this infield section. Coming in tight onto this right hand. Oh, he's lost it there, unfortunately. Unlucky there from Delorier. He's messed up his lap, and I'll just close out this lap here for the viewers here. Just going in. Oh, he's really slowed down here now. He's probably getting himself ready for the next one, but yeah, that's more or less a full lap here back onto the banking section, and he'll put that one down to a bit of practice and then get himself ready for the next one, mate.
Yes, indeed. That last corner that he just came through, so important to be clean with that one, especially if you're trying to stay in the slipstream of the car in front. Probably the best overtaking opportunity is to stay very, very tight into the last corner, is to slipstream your opponent all the way along the banking over the start-finish straight and do them into turn one. In my opinion, is the best overtaking opportunity you're going to have on this track this evening. So we saw some moves in that corner in the last race and in tier 2s earlier this evening, but we also have seen people set it up for the next corner by being on the inside, on the outside for turn 1 and then on the inside for turn 2. So a couple of options here for the guys. We've said it before, the slipstream so important with these Renault Clios particularly, and a track like this with the big oval banking and lots of time flat out is hugely important. So Laney's your man on pole at the moment, first man in the 28s with a 28.9. He was the only man, as I believe, in practice 1 to be in the 28s as well. So I am expecting some other people to be in the 28s this evening. Yeah, we'll see how many are. But it's Laney at the moment from Delorier.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the House Rocker in second, and Melted Dazzler in third as we speak at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if it's your microphone rubbing up against something or somebody in the party chat, but there's a lot of background noise coming through. If anyone's doing that.
Okay, there you go. I've just adjusted. Is that any better?
We'll see how you go. Yes,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think it might be a new microphone for me next week. The one I've got, I sat on, and hasn't really been right since, to be fair. But Daniel has given me another one, but I don't wear my microphone, the headphones. I have my what I can hear comes through my home speakers. So your voice, Mark, comes through in glorious fashion through my loudspeakers, and I don't have the headset on my head.
I wouldn't go as far as glorious. So maybe these northern little dulcet tones.
Dulcet tones, yeah.
They'll soon sort of put anyone to sleep.
Wow.
But no, I can't hear it anymore, mate. So whatever you've done, it's fixed it.
Yeah.
So you're right. Laney's in the 128s. The only one in the 128s. Melted Dazzler in second with a 129.3. A fair old gap though, 128.9 to 129.3. I know we've got 8 more minutes left, so I think you're right. We'll probably see a few other people get into the 128s. I would not be surprised if the G gets a 128. He's just got himself up into fourth there with a 129.4. But Laney there's something about Laney when it comes to quali. He's just on it. He's just absolutely on it. He's on it in the race, to be fair. A bit of flashing there coming there from down and by the looks of it. It's great. You see the exhaust splutters come out of these cars as they're coming down it's really cool, mate.
Yeah, cool at night. Absolutely. So jumping just quickly into the chat, Nikki said, "Get in there, Laney. Prolapse on prolapse." This is Champ. Saying, can anyone please stop prolapse? Well, no, it's world domination, my friend. We've all been brainwashed and we're taking over the world. Sorry about that. This can't happen every race. Well, possibly can. And we've got Kurt saying, I want to see Custard Voice in a short skirt. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Kurt. I do have an alter ego, drag queen alter ego, but that's my drag queen alter ego is Tallulah Flange, and she tends to wear a short skirt, but I can't really say that I do. So yeah,
Tallulah Flange, very
Tallulah
interesting.
Flange, that's my drag queen alter ego. Yeah, so yeah.
Have you seen Mike Bassett, the England football manager, the film? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't, mate. No.
Oh, you remind me of Mike Bassett, who'd be the man drunk on top of the bar in Torremolinos.
Okay, I don't know if I'm liking this analogy of me, really. So
I'll send you a YouTube video about it.
I think I'm starting to give the wrong impression on this well, these people that have met me. Wrong impression.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my missus saying, am I giving the wrong impression? She's shaking her head saying, no, you haven't. So,
exactly. Yeah. Dan's just got himself up into first spot, by the way, mate. He's great lad. Just almost in a 127s. Wow.
Yeah. Are we going to have a 127 tonight? I would. That would be epic, wouldn't it? Somebody in the 127s.
Yeah.
But Dan close to it. He's your quickest man at the moment. Laney just a tenth behind. With John Boy drops back 4 tenths behind that, and top 5 with separated by a second this evening. Excuse me, I had a little bit of a hiccup there. But still a couple of minutes to go, and still time to get those lap times in. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Mark, didn't you have some facts about Texas?
I have, buddy. Yes, let me have a quick read of that for you. So, yes, it's located. So Texas Motor Speedway is located in the northernmost portion of the U.S. city of Fort Worth. Right. Anyone who knows about Fort Worth is the place where all the, I believe, all the bullion is in the U.S. I believe. So it's located in Denton County, Texas, very hot part of the country. The track measures, well, the actual speedway itself, because this doesn't include the infield piece, measures 1.4 miles. It's got a 20-degree bank in turns 1 and 2, and a 24-degree bank in turns 3 and 4. We don't touch 3 and 4 because of the infield section. Yeah, absolutely, and it goes back to the 1950s when it was originally constructed, and typically using NASCAR, mate. You know, all the usual banking type races that you see in the US. So, yeah, it's we did it the other night on a bit of a prolapse mess about, just on the banking section to get some drafting going. It is so cool when you can draft the cars. So like you say, I'm coming low, I'm coming down, I'm coming high, I'm coming low, and you're sort of watching each other, and you're going 2 by 2 around the fast banking at say 200 mile an hour. It's just unbelievable, bud.
Absolutely, yeah. It's yeah, it certainly is crazy. Crazy stuff indeed. I was just looking at all those grandstands. I was just looking up what the capacity is, but I can't quite find it. I have found that it cost $250 million to construct. So
capacity is 181,655.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've just found it now you said it. Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of people, isn't it? I wouldn't mind taking £1 off each one of them, eh?
That's all you need, bud. That'll be done. That'll be done.
Maybe a tenner.
Maybe not.
If I took a tenner off each one.
Tenner off each one, you'll be at the gate, so I'll say tenner, thank you very much.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, we've got 3 minutes left, buddy, and your man Dan's still in the lead here from Laney, and he hasn't managed to better his previous lap time. Laney's looks like he's done. Looks like he's thinking, there's no way I'm going to get past Dan's time here, and you know his prolapse teammate is going to let him.
Yeah, he's got time if he wants to go out again, and hasn't he? He's 2 minutes 40. He could get out. Has he gone back to make a couple of changes, or is he just thinking, that's good enough? You know, so
Probably he's getting himself ready for getting his pit strategy sorted, because you know what it's like if you leave it. I mean, even when you're waiting on the grid to make things, it's kind of, you want to get it done before. You know, you want to get all that stuff out of the way, because we've all made some mistakes when we're getting ourselves ready for pit strategy and make sure you've got enough fuel in the car and stuff like that. So I think he's bowed down. He's not going to come out now. It's 1:28 a lap, right? So he's sitting in there. And John Boy's done well. Got himself up into third place. Won the sprint race. Did an extremely great race. Close one with Delore. And we got Luty in fourth place. Melted in fifth. Surprised with the G, actually. G's got himself in 10th place for the qualifying in this one.
Wow.
But
well, you say that. He said on the chat, the only G, that quali means nothing. So well, there you go. So you've heard it from the horse's mouth. Quali means nothing. So I don't see him coming out again. He's going to take his chances from 10th place. And well, if anybody can come through the pack, then we know it's G. But I think I'd rather do it from the front myself, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I was coming back to I was going to tell you about the story about the FR35s on Saturday. So I won quali in both the sprint and in the feature. I was literally on it, mate. I won the sprint. This was at the Bugatti Le Mans Bugatti track. And so I won the sprint. And I think being at the front in the FR35s, once you cleared away, because there's a lot of dirty air in those cars when you're behind them. So anyway, so I was in the feature, pulling away about 12 seconds ahead after like the 10th lap. So I was literally a second quicker than most people on the feature. And then my pedal section of my sim rig became detached from the whole rig. And every time I was putting the foot on the brakes were moving further and further away from my feet. So, so I was losing it on braking zones, and I had to come into the pit. My mandatory pit stop. I actually pitted a lap earlier than the regulated. I think I pitted on lap 9. It was supposed to be lap 10, but I let Motive know I had to come in, and they said, yeah, no problem. But I just couldn't get them back in again. So anyway, I ended up sort of finishing that race in 6th place, but my race was done because I'd lost at least 30-40 seconds in the pit getting my pedals back together again. It just shows you it's the same as when you're in Formula 1, right? Obviously the pedals don't become detached, but things like a race weekend can all get messed up for any old reason, can't it?
Absolutely. I remember Johnny Herbert. I can't remember what team he was in at the time. Might be a Prost. Anyway, they left a pair of pliers in the cockpit, and they got jammed underneath his pedals. So anything can happen, absolutely. And so we are. Who's left on track? Nobody's doing a quick lap, are they? So it will be Dan just missing out on the 127s with a 128.0.
Awesome lap.
Is going to be your pole man. Laney in second, so it's pro laps 1 and 2. John Boy is in third. Luty McShooty in fourth. Melted Daza, the House Rocker, Delore, Vigla, WSRJ, Nick Nevilla, the only G, and Smokey in the chat. Fighting talk from the G this evening. Don't need to improve qualifying time. It's just slipstream. Overtaking pro laps is light work, according to the G. So game on, if you ask me.
Let's see. Yeah, absolutely. So who's your man for the race then, mate? We'll do this every week.
Got to say it. We've got to stick with me boy, haven't I? Dan for the win, really. And again, I've got to show loyalty to my new team as well. So Dan or Laney for me.
I'm going to go with you.
Being that we've signed on the dotted line, we all have to be. We've got to
stick with it. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm going to have the prolapse tattoo done on my, where everyone else.
I don't want to know.
Well, exactly. You've got yours and all the rest of it.
We've got to be in the same place, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. I'm sticking with you, mate. I'm sticking with Dan. I think Dan's got the bit between his teeth. If you're listening, Dan, go for it, buddy. Good luck.
If you're listening, Dan, Sorry to ruin your race by talking about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I tell you what, we got to watch the G. I reckon G's got the bit between his teeth. He's been gobbing off on the stream on the chat. So let's see what the G's got. Let's keep an eye on him and see what he can do.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. If you keep your eye on that XTH in 11th place as we start going through the first couple of laps, mate. So they'll just be finishing, checking their setups, just checking they got enough fuel in there, checking they got their pit strategy sorted, and the lights will be coming red, green any second now. Should be exciting, mate.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, looking forward to it. Clio's always give action. 19 people watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We are syncing up now, so we're ready to go. And we are underway. And who's got a good start? That was looked like Melty Dazzle with a very quick one. A very quick start, but it's Laney's going round the outside. John Boy trying to look down through the middle. Dan has had a bit of a slow one, really. He's getting sucked up by the rest. Yeah, he's getting sucked up by the rest of the group at the moment, and Laney's going backwards as well. Just got stuck out in that kind of dirt, in that not in a slipstream, has got pushed back a little bit. And who's going to be? It's still Dan who manages to hold on to that. Lucy McShooty up into second. John Boy is in third, and Laney's gone backwards.
Laney's gone off.
Has he gone off?
It's just been tapped out. Yeah, it's just been tapped out. Back down to 11th, 12th, back of the grid now. Oh,
loads to do. Laney with absolutely loads to do now. But it's Lucy and Dan are having a scrap. Lucy's in front at the moment. I don't see. That's it. You can see they're having a bit of a scrap at the moment. Lucy McShooty's now your man in first place. Dan right there with him. He tucks back to the inside as they come into this very critical last corner as we go back onto the banking. Dan got to stay close, got to stay really close, and he is just feet away from it. But John Boy's in there as well, and everybody else as they come onto the banking for the first time. Yeah, look at them getting to this slipstream now, where we're going to have a three-way battle at the front by the looks of it.
Yeah, indeed. He's going to get very close to him here in this corner here. Now you can see Dan's got a really good run on him. Here he comes on the little bit on the inside. He's got a very good run. He's probably a mile now. Dan's gone in the lead now. Let's see how he manages to get round in this first corner here. The rest of the guys very close. Luke's gone back into third place now. John Boy's in second. Luke's back up into second place. They're jostling left, right and centre. Dan's keeping his cool head here coming into this corner. Right tight.
Oh yeah, look at all those.
Slam on the brakes. Really close. Let's have.
Who is that? That's Melty
WRS, WSR.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, God.
Poor old Jay went backwards one tap and he goes backwards half a dozen places. That's how competitive it is. That's a whole load of French plastic to all go into one corner,
mate. It's that first corner that's catching everybody out because it's so tight in this early part. Yeah, absolutely. This early part of the race where the cars are literally so close to each other. Let's come back up to the front here. So Dan's pulled away a little bit, almost a second away from Lucy here now. So Lucy's got a bit of pressure from John Boy. Very capable driver, very respectful driver as well.
Yes, indeed.
All these guys are as well. And look at the G. Going back to the G, he's gone from the back to the fifth now. He's capitalised.
He's woken up in this race, hasn't he?
Yeah, he absolutely has, mate. Jesus, he's really going for it. Fair play to him. So it's back up to the front. Dan's managed to get himself, it's 0.6 ahead of Luty, but here's the drafting section here where they'll all start to, almost like, they're helping each other to get closer and closer to Dan bit by bit, and see Dan's lead's coming down. It's coming down. You can see it was 0.8, now it's 0.4, 0.3, low threes, then to 0.2s. It's going to come right into this corner with a 0.2, maybe a 0.1 by the time we get to the corner. Here we come, right, very close now.
That's the power of the slip, look. That is the power of the slipstream.
Oh, Luty's back up behind him. It's amazing, mate. Absolutely amazing to see. It was great to see that time come down bit by bit, and Dan had no one to draft, right? So he literally was sort of breaking the air himself, wasn't he?
Absolutely. he's like a French brick, just breaking through the air, and then everyone else gets the benefit of him being the lead car. And as I say, that was a perfect graphic demonstration of how well the slipstream works, isn't it? Yeah, there's a bit of scrapping going on behind.
Jostling, it's all right. Yeah, just a little bit of sort of doors hitting, door handles, and all that kind of stuff. But everyone giving into a little bit of gapping there. But back to the front here, so John Boy's managed to get himself up into second. I won't be surprised if John Boy will get right close to Dan on this one here now. Let's see if the times go down again. So again, 0.4 we are at the moment, and John Boy will have the draft on Dan. And we'll see this come right down to the 0.3, then to the 0.2, get himself ready for the first corner. We're definitely down to 0.1 by the time they get to the first corner here, Kelly.
Absolutely.
0.1 now.
Yep, and is John Boy going to be able to capitalise on it? Getting back into Daniel's, getting in his slip. He looks like he is. He's going to try and go round the outside. And all the other guys here are all getting interested. G's in this one. Looty Mashuti still in. There's a little bit of nudging. Nothing too serious as Looty's there. And look at the G. He's right in there as well. John Boy was going for first. Goes back to fourth. Goes back to third, should I say. That's, again, how these things go.
Unbelievable.
So G was saying that overtaking prolapse drivers is easy, so he done one early doors. Now he's right behind the other one, so G with an absolute bit between his teeth. G and Dan are good friends, so they'll be respectful of each other, but we know what G's like. He's a very cunning racer, and he's going to give Daniel an absolute hard time. So Dan fighting for his life here to keep this one, keep this first place from the only G right behind him.
Let's see how close Dan, the G gets to behind Dan here, because it's so important to get as close as you possibly can do to take maximum effect on the draft as early as possible to get yourself ready for the first corner at the end of the banking. You can see the G's already very, very close. Only 0.2, 0.1, it's going to come right down. I can see the G getting into the front here. It's all about see how well Dan manages to defend. The thing is, you can't defend. Once the draft is away, it's away.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we go again. Look, everybody, 5 of them. The house rocker is the man catching these guys. He's getting the benefit of the slip and catching up on the back, and it's going to be a 6-way battle for the lead in a minute as they all jostle for position. See, G can't quite have enough to get Dan done, but G's going right round the outside. Dan's not having it.
Move
He's
by
not having
Dan.
it. He drags him out to the edge of the track, pushes him out there. As I say, these two are good friends, but they're racing for position. And G just keeping his nose in, and Dan trying to push him out. There we go. Looty goes right round the outside.
Looties.
Yeah,
taking advantage of it.
Poor old G's going backwards, look.
G's decided to sort of chill back a bit, compose himself maybe. That's what I think he's done.
I think he run a little bit wide. I think he run a little bit wide, actually. And, I mean, he goes from second to sixth. That's how close these guys are. So Daniel's next challenger looks like Looty McShooty for the...
There he is, very close. Look at that.
For the oval run. Yes, he's very, very close. Gets him to slip again.
It's closest we've seen coming out that corner. Yeah, back in the slip, bud. Go on.
Back in the slip, chasing Daniel down. So it seems to be that the slip is extremely powerful, but then when you get to maximum speed, there is no more to give. Look, that car just hasn't got enough to overtake the lead car. So we go again. These two are going to get into turn 1 first, and then this group of 4 is going to be all very interesting when they get down there as well. So don't look away, because anything could happen at any moment here.
So cool. It's so exciting, mate. This is so close.
Absolutely. We've got as
a bit of a
Looty
tap, a heavy tap.
Just gives him a tap, outbreaks himself a little bit. No harm done. Dan's still in front. Everyone's still where they were. Dan on a very wide line as he comes into this infield section here, but Looty's still keeping it together. John Boy right there, the only G in this one as well. If you go back a little bit as well, there's another battle, about 4 cars in another battle behind this one as well. But
here we go, look at these ones.
Yeah, as we see
just come on. Smokey off with WSRJ. Perfect timing to go into that one. Or was that the commentator's curse? Probably not, just one of those things. But yeah, there's there's a heated battle in 2 sections, just like there was in the last race, right? So that's all split up now, though. There were about 4 cars together. 2 have now sort of split off because they came off. Delory, unfortunately, down in 7th place. He's got 2 seconds behind the G. Can he get himself up to behind the G? The challenge is that those 4, G, Melty, Dazzler, DeHuis and John, they're all helping each other with the tow now, right? So it's going to be hard for Delory to get that closed out. Laney's back in 10th, 9 seconds behind the leader. So we're about 3 laps away from the first mandatory pit, which is at lap 9, Kelly. So we'll start to see a little bit of jostling and changing when that sort of comes into play. See who comes in early on that one.
Yes, indeed. So we are. Look at them all again in here. Yeah, and that's somebody off. That's
just gone off.
Dazza.
That's melted. Melted's come
melted.
Off.
He got beat around there. Got knocked about a bit. It's split the pack down a little bit. It's brought Delory back into play, has it not? The green car,
hasn't it? Yeah.
Brought him back into play. So if these guys can all stay within the slip, they can all get close again. I think Valiga's in there as well now, so we could quite easily be seeing an 8-way battle for the lead in a minute, as Dan continues to lead at the moment. So and he's got Lucy
still with him. Yeah, absolutely, and John Boy not far behind, 1 second behind, but Luty's keeping Dan very honest, and Dan's doing a great job. He's been through all that stuff with those 4 or 5 cars right on him, and he's managed to keep his head in a clear area, and he's really, really doing a great job out there today. Fantastic driving from you, Dan, mate. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not going to say too much because that'll probably spoil it. Look at this group now. They're all starting to... They're a little bit spread at the moment, but I think they're all going to come back into play. In a minute, it's going to be who pulls the trigger first on a pit stop. Pit window, next lap round, the pits are open. We'll see if anyone goes for an early stop. Of course, if you go early... John Boy down the inside of Luty. Little bit scruffy, but they all live another day. John Boy gets that position. So he's the next man that's going to have a crack at Dan when we come onto the oval, but Luty hasn't given it up either. We'll go again in this next lap. I was going to say we're going to see who's going to pull the trigger first on the pit stops, but you don't want to get out of this this group of cars that the slipstream is strong in. Look at Laney. Laney hasn't been making progress on this at all because he's sat there on his own.
He's 9, that's right, 4 seconds behind Nick the Villa, just literally out on his own, mate.
Yes, indeed. John Boy's gone into first. John Boy into first.
John Boy's gone back up to first. No, they're jostling back and forth. It's like Dan must have had a good... Dan must have had a good exit out of the first corner onto the banking, but it's so close, mate. So close.
I think John Boy went into the last corner on the outside, which gave Dan track position. But look at this. John Boy might be the one who's going to get this done, but Luty is right there in John Boy's slip, so gives him a huge advantage. We go into turn 1. Who's
coming on the inside?
That might be someone going into the pits. Is that?
Yeah. Maybe not. Look at the side. Look at that.
It's slippery down there. Very slippery down there. I wouldn't be down there. And an interesting line as we go round again, and Dan still manages to stay in front as they go round the first corner. Whatever Dan's doing, whatever line he's got when he gets that first corner, certainly seems to be working for him because he manages to stay in front. Great racing this evening. Just take a minute just to draw breath, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. I just seen that was DeHuis who's coming down low, who's going sideways on round there. Maybe there's a lack of rubber down there, right? So he's like literally coming right down to the bottom side. So we were both thought he was going into the pit, didn't we? The way that he was going down there. Jesus. But Dan's doing superb here. Absolutely fantastic. Hats off to him. But it's anybody's race here right now, and the G's back up into 3rd place now. So it's literally to and thrown. But the man who's been front and centre is Dan. So again, I don't want no commentators curse. Oh, someone just clicked straight off there. That was John Boy.
Was it?
Yeah, John Boy just don't know what happened there. Just literally sort of clicked off. Yeah, he ended up clouting the wall, but he just literally sort of flicked off from the back of Dan. Nothing that Dan did, and just one of those things. Anyway, it is what it is. Back up to the front with Dan, and Dan's been hassled as always. With this time with a G.
Yeah.
And Dahuis, our man Dahuis is in this group of three. Yeah, absolutely. And we've got Delores now well and truly in this pack now. Look at that.
Yes,
wow.
Indeed. Look at all these Clios going into these corners. Yes, Delores back on this pack. The House Rocker is in there as well. Now all lining up to have a crack at Dan, but G's the man again. Come back from that little mistake. I think he run wide or whatever. Picked his way back through.
Oh, he's gone in for the move. He's gone in for the move.
Gives Dan
he thought better of it. He did. That's a bit of an opportunistic move there for doing some mindsets. But you've got to go on.
A bit late on the brakes, I thought there.
A bit late on the brakes. Yeah, that's it, mate. But they live to fight another day. Everybody's in more or less the same positions. No one's had a really bad off there. Dan was probably thinking, what the hell's going on here as he was coming into that corner, but he's brushed himself off and is still in the lead. And how long's it going to stay that way? They were at lap 10 now out of 28. So we're a third of the way through the race. No one's pitted yet, mate. So back to your point about everyone taking advantage of the slipstream. Maybe it's worth someone like Laney coming in, but mind you, Laney's managed to get himself off on the back now of this group of three. So give himself a little bit of a chance to take advantage of the slip here, but probably worth him coming in fairly soon, I would say. Yeah,
we've got two very definite groups at the front. So I don't know about behind this again, but as we see, that's Nick de Villa in 9th place. So this is the second group of people that are really close together and pushing each other on with the slipstream. So none of these are going to want to pit, as we see Nick de Villa get into the side of Laney. I think that was Laney having a terrible race, getting pushed and shoved all over the place this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. He's really hassling the back of Nick de Villa here. I don't think he was happy with that, to be honest. He's really wants to sort of push him into this corner here. Not literally, but wants to put him under pressure there, and he's gone very deep as Nick de Villa there. Laney's managed to get himself up into 8th place there now. Let's get back up to the front here, and Dan has managed to pull himself out a gap of 2 seconds.
I don't know what's happened since we come off. I don't know what's happened behind Dan.
Look at that.
But yeah, he's pulled himself a gap now.
He needs to keep this now, because if he can keep that, or pit, that's right. Yeah. He's in with a good shout. So I don't know what happened in that group. Maybe there was a bit of a tussle together, and three of them sort of had a bit of a challenge. But Dan's capitalised on the back of that now. He's at 1.7 seconds ahead of Dahuis, and then the G's in that group with Luti. So let's see what happens if this group of three can catch back up onto the back of Dan. Looks like they already are, because the toe's working for them. So someone's pitted. Valiga is pitted. He's coming in, first man to come into the pits.
Yeah, absolutely. A mandatory pit stop in this race. So everyone's obliged to do a pit stop. They don't have to change anything if they don't want to. You can change things, but those of you who drive regularly know that project cars mechanics are useless, and they take about 25 or 30 seconds to change a set of tyres and fuel or anything like that. So it's hardly worth it, and they don't need to do any of that. They don't need to change tyres or put fuel in, but they do have to make that mandatory pit stop. It just shakes the racing up a little bit, doesn't it? So so the only G seems to be on a mission. He's dragging that time down to Daniel, who's still got a second ahead. I don't know about you, Mark. I'd be seriously contemplating a pit stop right now. But Daniel goes past the pits again. So I don't know. Maybe not. I suppose if you pit now, you're going to be right at the back of the pack in clean air, where you don't want to be in clean air.
Yeah, I've noticed that the sun's coming up, so obviously this is an early morning race, so we've got a nice bit of the Texas sun coming up in the background. It's the shadows coming on in part of the circuit. Just going to have a quick look at the stream and have a quick read of some of the, if you can carry on, buddy, I'm going to have a quick look at the stream.
Yeah, well, yeah, you go and have a look at that. Well, G is hassling all over the back of Dan. He's dropped it back to 2/10 again. So Daniel's been subject to the slipstream, and the only G has caught him back up. The G with the bit between his teeth. He said prolapse drivers are easy to deal with. He's dealt with one, but he's still having trouble with that green car, number 16, at the moment, as G tries to go round the outside, has a look round the outside, switches back to the inside, but Dan's got that one covered off. It's all about that last corner into the banking and then into the first corner. That's where it's all done this evening, but Dan is doing a cracking job trying to hold on to that this evening, but we are only halfway through.
Clean car as well, mate. Look at the cars, not touched. There's right at front there's done him some good, the world of good. Panel beat as well will not be needed for tomorrow.
No, that was a quick flat flop between races and put that car back together. It must have been Red Bull mechanics did that one. The only G hassling the back of Dan again. He's right in his slip and pulls out to the outside. Can he go round him this side? Daniel's going to have the inside line. He's got track position as they come round for the 14th time into turn 1. Let's see what can happen this time. And Dan's still taking that line.
He's deep.
He's deep. Oh, he's gone very deep. G's got him, and Lutey-McShootie's got him. But here's the good news. Now Daniel's in the slip. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he'll be right up there, mate. He's certainly on one today. But just reading some of the comments here, there's a bit of a tussle going back and forth between Nicky and the Champ. A little bit of rivalry going on there between the prolapse drivers and the Champ. It's all good fun at the end of the day. You know, it's interesting to see that the G is still managing to put some messages in. How the hell can he drive? He put messages into. He's some boy, isn't he? You know, but yeah, between Nicky and the Champ, there's a lot of chat going on between the two of them. So there's no point in me going through it all. To be fair, I'll skip most of it. But anytime, Champ, you want to have another race, we'll give you one, no problem. But it's all for fun. That's what it's all about, mate. Anyway, nothing of note, to be honest. Kirk looks like Verstappen. Kirk Verstappen. Is Goog X Lorry non 1x1 Goo go whatever that means.
What did you just say there? I have no idea.
Well, have a read of it, mate. Seriously, it's probably his native tongue.
Must be.
BT saying, what time is it in the US? As in what, right now or in the race? I don't know, BT.
Looking about 7 o'clock in the morning now, isn't it?
Looks like it. The sun's coming up, absolutely. In the hot, spring sun of Texas. Been to Texas a few times, actually. Amazing state, absolutely. Yeah, very, very hot.
Look. Sorry, Mark. Talk over you.
Go on, mate.
Sorry about that, but Dan's back into the lead. He's just done G into turn 1 and through the infield section.
Yes.
So Dan back to the lead. Definitely got a handle on this race, hasn't he?
He's certainly got a handle, mate. He certainly has. He's certainly, focused on what he needs to do. He's made a couple of small, very minor ones where he went into deep into that. But look, he's taking this corner. Ooh. The G got very close to his back end there and got a good run on him now. Let's see what happens on this part of the banking. Nobody else has pitted, I do believe.
No, I think you're right.
But everyone's leaving it late, maybe, because they're taking advantage of the drafting.
I think so. That's the problem, isn't it? You break out of your group and you may not get back into, into a group of a slipstream. So
look who's come up into 5th, mate.
Who is?
Sorry to cut across you, mate. Yeah, look who's come up into 5th.
He's worked through that group. Now, the interesting thing will be now, Mark, is if he can break away from that group and get himself onto the lead group. He's got, what's he got? It's only about 4 seconds back. But to get that 4 seconds back, as G tries to go around the outside of Dan, but can't make it stick. They go again. He's got about 4 or 5 seconds to get on the back of this group. What he needs to do is what needs to happen is this group to have a bit of an incident on the infield, so Laney can get back on the back onto it. But I think he's gonna. That'll be the interesting thing to see if Laney can get back on this lead group.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. Unfortunately, Laney's got a penalty. I'll have a quick look at what penalty he's got. Give us 2 seconds. He has got only a 1 second penalty, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad at all. As we go,
bumper cam.
Yeah, bumper cam. Look at that. Yeah.
Luty on the G, very close. Love that. We say this time and time again, mate. The graphics on this game, it's the light reflection on the back of that Clio, all the stickers on the back of it there. He's coming very close. See, that's the draft coming right. It's coming around the outside here now. Look at the sun coming up now. Beautiful view on the graphics here in this game. There's no longer got the draft there now. Let's go back on trackside and see how close this is now as they're coming into the first corner here, mate. No, they're still on the bank in here. Here we go. The other two slightly close, very close behind them.
It's
So
such
close.
tight racing, isn't it? So
It is, isn't
tight.
it?
Oh, G looks like he might have got no. Oh, yes.
Yeah, yes, no, and dance.
As they go door handle to door handle. No mirrors have come off because the mirrors are indestructible on these games. On this game,
They are. Yeah.
Look at Dan coming back around the inside. Look.
Yeah.
They go through the chicane,
So tight, giving each other a bit of gap. Yeah. Good driving there, side by side. Dan slips behind him. Tight in
look
here
at
in this
Luty.
next
Luty
corner.
hasn't given this one up yet, has he?
They're going to need to have a good beer at the end of this and a shower.
Absolutely.
I would say the sweating that'll be going on in those seats right now. So we got WSRJ as looks like our second pitter is on his way out by looks of it. Very clean car. That's unfortunately back in 11th place. Now back down to 12th because it's just come out. And John Boy must have pitted actually. Maybe we missed it. I can't imagine he's done that many mistakes. I would say so. Maybe John Boy did pit earlier, buddy.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he had a bit of he was fighting at the front, wasn't he? And had a bit of a kerfuffle. So I don't quite know what happened to him. Laney's making this gap back, but not quickly. He's only really in the last couple of laps only really gained a second on these guys in front. Hasn't broken away majorly from Melted Dazza or who else is it? Delore, is it?
And Delore, yeah.
Delore
must,
Delore must have had a bit of an incident and gone backwards a bit. But I say Laney not breaking away from him that quickly. So yeah.
That's it. You can visually see it there, can't you? 3 seconds is quite a lot in these cars.
It is.
It doesn't look it on the track, but it is a lot. You can just see them there, just going through the. You can see between the two gaps between this gaggle. Dan's got himself down into fourth, but that means nothing. Means nothing in this group, though, right? We've seen that before.
Yeah, not at the moment. Any one of these four can still win this. We know that the way these positions have been chopping and changing. As the house rocker gets into the back of Luty. Which gives Dan a position back. Dan managed to stay out of that one on the outside, so he's in the slip of Luty at the moment. They don't want to let the G get away. If he gets away and breaks that.
Laney looks like, is he coming into the pit now? I think he is, or is he just taking the inside field? No, he's taking the inside field.
Yeah,
look,
just took a bit of the inside.
How close he is now, buddy. He's 2.3 seconds behind that the first group of four. He'll be up there. He'll definitely be up there, mate.
He's slowly dragging along Delore and Melted Dazza as well. So if these front lot keep tripping over each other a bit, then looks like Dan is right on the only G again. Yes, he is right on top of him. Look, Dan takes that inside line again. He's still got Luty there. Lucy's trying to get out the inside. They're not going to get three around this next corner. Luty's going to have to yield that, and Dan's going to have to yield to G. As they come to the chicane again, as the house rocker taking an interesting line across
the corner. Yeah.
Where have they gone? Yeah, they're still there. They've just dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
The two blue cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
mate, this is just so cool.
Yes, it is. Clios are always great racing, and that's why they are as popular as they are. Because it is
great track for it, isn't it? To be honest, you think about it, it's quite similar to the Monza Short, where there's a lot of close drafting on that one when they're coming down the main straight with 5 abreast in the Monza Short, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you got some good long straights on this one, lots of drafting. Great cars for drafting. Who'd have ever thought it? You know what I mean?
Renault Clio, yeah. I mean, these are pretty cars. The actual. Well, we've got a couple of guys in the pits. The only G's gone. He's pulled the trigger, gone into the pits, and the House Rocker's gone in there as well. So both of them gone into the pits. See if they have quick pit stops.
Yeah, will that give a chance? Will they do the undercut on all of them? Now you've got Laney up into third. Will they do the undercut on Luty and Dan? So out comes De Huis and out comes the G. I think G's ahead of De Huis in the pits. So all to play for, mate. We're at 20 out of 28 laps completed. 8 more laps. 10 minutes, mate.
I can see lap 27 being a lot of pit stops, possibly. Can
you imagine what the last couple of laps is going to be like? The last couple of laps is going to be, get ready. Yeah. Because we're going to need to get our voices ready for it, because it's going to be pretty awesome, mate. So we go back to Dan. So Dan's at the front here with a 0.6 gap between himself and Luty. Laney is now into this group of 3. Neither of these 3 have yet to pit. So from Laney coming from that mistake on lap 1 has managed to. It's taken him 20 laps, Kelly. Yeah. 20 laps to get back to the front group. That's commitment for you, but just shows you the margins are so tight.
Yeah, unless that's 20 laps. He wasn't
Dan's
like
in.
a minute behind. He was like Dan in and Luty and Melted Dazza as well in at the moment. So they're all pulling the trigger. Be interesting to see where Dan comes out in relation to G, and we'll see what if the undercut is strong here. So we'll see.
The undercut,
keep an eye.
The undercut is strong.
The undercut is strong in this one.
The force is strong with this one. The undercut is strong with this one.
That was a great impression, mate. You sounded just like Princess Leia.
Nice one, bud. Nice one. Here we go. Let's see. So let's see what you're saying. So the G, Dan is just coming out now, and the G, it's going to be close.
Yeah. It's going to be close. G's coming round the outside.
He's coming round the outside.
Yeah, Luty's in there as well. Look at this. Dan enters the track, goes side by side with G. G is going to make it. Oh no! Look, this is where these two have been all race. Oh, Dan gives him a push through. Luty goes through as well.
As you were, mate. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think G was in the lead when he pulled into the pits. So no benefit in the undercut, that's for certain sure.
So what do you think? Here we go, mate. Here's a question for you. What do you think about Laney now? Because he was catching up. He was on this group of 2 here, right? He was on the group of Dan and Luty. He was with them. If he can now really put in some strong laps, whether he has or he hasn't got a draft or not, let's have a look. Is he out on his own? We won't get the draft. The cameraman's coming around, so he's on his own, right? So that'd be really interesting to see where he comes out once he's pitted, mate.
Yes, indeed. He's currently the fastest man on track, but I tell a lie. Delore is the fastest man on track at the moment. He's just done a 52.
That was his pit, I think. That was his pit.
It'd be in the pit. So it's hard to say. Does Laney pit now and get himself back in the battle, or does he take the chance that he will be quicker on his own? Which we've seen how strong the drafting is, the slipstream. Is he going to be losing time by staying out there on his own? Has he got a better chance of the win by pitting now, or does he take it to the end? Who's to say that? It's difficult, isn't it?
These are the decisions, aren't they? Well, he just showed you he had a big old gap with nobody, and he managed to, he's taken advantage of this inside run. I've seen nobody do that.
He's got a pit. He's going to pit.
Is he? No, this is him. Maybe he will. Maybe I'll be wrong. That is the line he's taking. I've not seen anybody else do that apart from the mistake that the Huis Rocker did when he went sideways. But Laney. Interesting little manoeuvre there. Let's see. Anyway, so they're going back up to Dan. This the group of 3. So you've got Dan, Luty and the G, as you were, the 3 of them together, tussling all the way through. It's going to be an exciting last few laps, mate. I'm really excited about this. I can't tell you. I need a beer. Wendy, get me a beer.
Dear, oh dear, you're probably going to get a slap. It's probably what you're going to get. There you go.
Oh, the G's dropped back a bit.
Yeah,
Has he dropped back? Yes, maybe had a bit of a mistake a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, don't know.
Not a major one, but he is now 3 seconds behind Dan. So Dan is effectively leading.
Yeah.
Bar, obviously got Laney, Nick, and Smokey, the only three at the front who haven't pitted yet. So effectively, we're looking at the leader right now with Lutin very close behind Dan, as he has been for at least 15-20 laps of this race.
Yeah. Dan's just done sorry, Mark. Dan's just, I thought it was interesting. Dan's just done a 29.2, and Laney's done a 29.3. So, just
close.
at the moment, Laney is just a tenth slower on that lap than Dan. So, Laney being able to stay out and get the win, I think it's marginal. I really do. Do you know what I mean? I don't think staying out is gonna benefit him. So, but we'll see.
Yeah. When he comes in and when he comes out, you'd imagine he's going to be in this pack of Dan, Luti, DeHuis, Delore, the G.
Yeah.
5 very, very capable drivers, and obviously Laney, just to mix it up with the 6th capable driver in that group. It's going to be unbelievable. Let's see what happens.
Grandstand finish for sure.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So Luti's very close. So let's go do a little bit of a bumper view on Luti behind Dan. A bit of that draft here.
Yeah, see it just reeling that car in.
Yeah.
It's coming closer and closer. There's Rocker there, just on the outside. Yeah, just trying to go and have a go all the way around the outside. You can't even see where Dan is from there, can you? There we go, look. Look at how much it gains. Took a wide line in and just gained so much traction and just got on the power and just closed up Luti. But
and there's Delore behind DeHuis, and then there's G behind this group of 4.
Yes, indeed, and G will be keen. He's only got a couple of more laps to get on with it, but he's going to be keen to get back on the back of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
This race could be won in the last lap,
Yeah, definitely, mate. And we're still waiting for Laney, Nick, and Smokey to come in. We've got 4 more laps left. Is he going to do it on the last lap?
Yeah, got to be lap 27, hasn't it? Lap 27 is the very last lap, so.
He's keeping with them. He's a 129. Dan's a 129. Luti's a 129. DeHuis is 28.28, but that's just because they've got the draft, so you can't really, compare that one. But the G is gapping a little bit away from this group of 4. Yeah. Back into the last part of the banking as we come into. And there's that
was Luti he was gaining on. Luti and Dan he was gaining really quickly on as they all come. They all get back together as they go into turn 1 again. The House Rocker coming down the inside. Better line there. Gets by the side of Luti. Yeah, it's heart and mouth stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Great driving there, but you can see he cuts across on that first corner. He's got a great line into that first part of that right-hander. Really great line.
Yes, indeed. Just looking at the comments, what we got? Champ saying they all pitted too early, and if they fight, Laney's going to get away. Not completely convinced with that one, Champ. I think them working together is going to keep them moving quickly along. I don't know if Laney's done enough, to be honest. I think he would come straight back out in this pack, but it looks like he's going to go late anyway on his pit stop. So we will see, but I'm not convinced that that's the case.
Here's the G with all 4. You could be right there, Kelly. Here's G now back up onto the 4.
Yeah.
OMG. It's going to be absolutely outstanding end to this race.
Yes, indeed.
All 5 of them.
Very close.
Is that Smokey's in? Smokey's in. Smokey's. Yeah, he's got no chance, Smokey, of making any dent in the top lot. But it's all about seeing when Laney comes in. That's going to be the interesting one. Still out here on his own. Still doing a 129.
Yeah. Look at all this lot back into turn 1 again. All this lot still scrapping. When Laney does pit, I think he's going to come right out in the middle of this lot. To be honest, I think that's where he's going to be. But we are going to find out because it's coming towards the end. So this scrap will be sorted out in just a few. And the house rocker getting pushed around by Delore, I think that was. Giving him a bit of a shove. Dan still in net first place, being that Laney and Nick Villa haven't stopped. The rest of the pack, just with those bit of incidents there in the infield, the rest of the pack just off the back of Dan again. Watch Looty Looty and all of them just reeling back in again, and all come together into turn 1 like they have been all race.
2 laps, mate, 2 laps. This has got to be, unless we've missed it, this has got to be the time that Laney comes in. Let's have a quick gander at Laney going flat out into the chicane.
Absolutely. And champ again, believe me, pack racing don't work like that on here. Well, looks like the Clios do. You can push people around, but you can't pull them. Nicky, I'm sure the G will be back up there. Well, if we know the G, he certainly will be. As I said, it will all come clear in just a moment. In just about 2 laps.
He's got to be coming in. He's got to be coming in now. You'd have thought so. He is taking, that's his usual line, but he has to be coming into the pits, assuming we've not seen him come in. Here we go. He's going to do his brake as late as possible and hopefully not try and get that. Yes, it is. There he is. Slamming on the brakes. He really slammed on the brakes there, mate.
Absolutely. Get it down to that 37 miles an hour so you don't have a penalty or disqualification. So we're going to see where this pack's going to be.
Last corner into the bank in here now, bud.
Yeah, absolutely.
And see, is Laney coming out yet? He's on the move. Laney's on the move.
He might have done it, He might have done it. Champ might be right. They might well have. And Luty's going to round out, taking that inside line. Laney's still in the pit lane. Let's see where they come out. It's going to be very interesting. G's still in there. Luty still in there as they come round.
Magnetising together. Laney's out. Laney's out.
The line. Where is Laney? Is Laney out?
He's out.
Where is he? Where is
he's on the track. He's on the track. Oh, here they come. Here they come.
Here they come indeed. But Laney.
I think he's done enough. He's done enough.
It looks like he has,
Last lap. My God.
Yes, indeed. So Laney has done enough, indeed, and comes out with a second to spare. So certainly my predictions was wrong.
That is just that's great driving by Laney. Great. You got the bit between the team. Really, really pushed himself as much as he possibly could do. I know it's not over yet. There's a few more corners to go. Anyone can make a mistake, but it looks like he's got that 1 second gap now. And obviously there's a bit of drafting to be done. Be interesting to see who gets second and third here. Unfortunately, Dan's got himself down at the 4th, but total credit. I mean, we're not done yet, I agree. But what a race, mate. What a race.
Absolutely. And...
he's coming down. Yes, he's got his usual. He's got his usual line. Look at that line.
Yeah, Well, each their own. If it works
the way
for
to do it.
It works for him and it's legal. Then happy days. But it's going to be Laney.
Play to him.
Laney takes the win. The LEG. Luty in 3rd. Dan over the line in 4th. That was some great racing, wasn't it,
mate?
Dan going down.
Because the
penalty. Yes, it goes back to 6. So the house rocker and Delore got in front of Dan for 5th and 6th place, being Dan unorthodox. 7th place at the moment is Melted Dazzer. John Boy's going to come across and take 8th place. What could have been for him. Nick Davila in 9th. Smoky Devil is going to come across the line and be your 10th place. WSRJ in 11th, and Vigla will be your man at the back.
But this is the man. Let's go to this man here. I mean, he had a penalty on the G as well by a second, so he had I think it was 1.5 whatever it was, 1.2 or 1.3 ahead.
Yeah.
So literally a fag paper between the two of them because of that penalty. But hats off to Laney. I mean, that is great drive, determination to the max from, you know, back of the field right the way forward. Played a blinder coming in late.
Yeah.
And when you and I were thinking about the drafting, but, well, mate, I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless, really am.
Absolutely. So Dan ended up with a 10-second penalty. That must have been speeding in the pit lane, you know, because that's normally what you get a 10-second for. So Laney with a 1-second penalty. So he only beat the G by 10th in the end.
There you go.
Yeah,
that was
by a
it.
10th of a second, and that's all that was in it. Looty McShooty, cracking good race from him, was right in that hunt all the way through. So good race by Looty. House Rocker got himself back up. Delore, Dan, as we know, led most of that race, but just lost out at the end. Melted Dowser, he was towards the front as well at the beginning and went back a little bit. So good racing.
Who's your driver of the day, mate? I'll tell you who mine is. I'm going to come straight out with it. My driver of the day is Dan. Laney did a great job. You can't take anything away from what he did there, but Dan did an absolutely outstanding job to keep those 4 cars at bay. Unfortunately, he made the mistake by getting the speed in the pit lane, but I've got to say, Dan did an outstanding job. Unlucky, mate, for coming 6th. That's all I can say.
Absolutely, and I think I agree with what you're saying, but I think we should have an honourable mention to Looty McShooty. He was right in the hunt all the time, and the only G starting 11th. He said it isn't about the qualifying, it's about the drafting. He proved that. Ended up 1/10 off the lead. He did one prolapse driver, but couldn't do them both. I say probably my driver of the day is the only G, to be fair.
Fair play.
I think he drove really, really well. So So Mark, final thoughts.
Oh mate, I don't know what to say. Final thoughts. Best race of the season so far for me in the Clios. Really was. I was so excited with that. A pleasure to work with you again on a Tuesday evening.
Yep.
Great racing by everybody. You know, Clios are fantastic. Long may they continue. Unfortunately, I won't be with you tomorrow. Next Tuesday, I've got to work late on Tuesday evening, but I will be the following Tuesday. So after that, mate. So just to let you know, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, mate. What about yourself? Final words from you, mate.
Cracking. Another cracking night of Clios. They never fail to disappoint. Loads more racing on Motive all the way through the week. What are we? Tuesday, tomorrow night, Wednesday, ACC, I believe. Tomorrow night on Motive. Simplay are running a off-season event on Gran Turismo tomorrow and Thursday night, so look out for that. Friday nights, now I'll get these all mixed up. Friday night is Formula Renault, I believe. And
yes,
right?
no, it's Friday is Formula 1.
Formula 1. Saturday night, Formula Renault and GT3 as well, is it?
Yes,
I don't
correct,
know.
mate.
The main event, the one you have to worry about, ladies and gentlemen, is Sunday night, touring cars, best event of the week. Come and watch me make a fool of myself, and come and watch Mark be consistent in Tier 2 and Tier 1. I'll be on the comms for Tier 1. Just like to say thank you to Silent X Energy for sponsoring the Clio Cups. Like to say thank you to all the boys at Motive for the job that they do, and all the behind the scenes stuff and everything they do that makes this happen day in, day out. So thank you to you, Martin, for being my co-commentator.
Pleasure.
Fantastic job. Love commentating with you. And just thank you to everyone this evening. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're out. Seen the screens, so I know a way for us to be out. I'll stop broadcasting.